Hello, everybody and anybody. Welcome to
Is anybody there?
KrakenQuest Zeitgeist Edition, the Gears of Revolution.
They're there if we believe in
a Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition campaign, featuring me, Redbeard, the Dungeon Master. Also featuring here tonight, as always, is Sam playing Jack.
I bought new smokes.
Nice. Catherine playing Mina.
I bought new hair.
Nice.
Well, hair color.
James playing Ilferi.
I be having nothing new.
Nice. And Carter playing Zeodor.
I bought new tired. I'm tired.
Nice.
Adulthood.
Get ready for.
We should have gotten the whole week off instead of just Monday.
You got Monday off?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I had to ask for it off, but I got it.
Does your company hate America and its veterans that died to give it freedom?
Apparently.
Wow. Can't believe you work for terrorists.
I mean, I'm just a contractor for now, so that's actually the reason why.
Contractor for terrorists.
Everyone else in my office was off, and I was there alone.
Oh, that's sad.
Anyway, it was worse on MLK Day when I went into the office, and they didn't turn the heat on.
Ooh.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Anyway, last time on Zeitgeist, our constables had tracked down a shady weapons deal and confronted the dealer, assaulted the dealer, almost got pwned by the dealer, but
Almost.
in
Wait,
the end
Nah, we were fine.
prevailed. And how
It
many
wasn't
of you
really
went
the
down?
dealer, it was her fucking bodyguard that hit me like a freight train.
He is
Still have
10%
half my
freight
hit
trade.
points.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought he was
Other
part
side.
freight train.
But they prevailed and now have the dealer in custody, and that's where we will pick things up at the subrail station construction yard. That just looks like a white triangle to me.
Oh,
It's
updates.
Windows updating.
Ah. So does that mean no notes?
All my notes are physical.
Oh, okay.
No, it just means no character sheet unless I pull it up on my phone. It's fine.
We should be good for now because we're not
Your dice box.
immediately jumping into another combat. Roll initiative!
Oh,
kidding.
fuck! I have
just
one
kidding.
hit point. No!
I got 4.
I abstained.
I'm good. I got half my hit points. I don't have any. I still have both my spell slots. Like, I'm good.
I think I'm
Do
gonna have
this.
this conversation in the middle, like while I'm eating good berries, if that's okay.
Ilferi's just like,
Because it takes a full action to eat one berry.
10 in a minute.
It's like fucking Animal Crossing. I want to eat more than one fruit at a time. It takes a lot of chewing. Okay.
Oh, maybe that's it. They're like really gummy, so like you have to really chew them up. That's why you can't have more than one at a time.
I'm just gonna set my hit points to 10. Say that.
Talk with your
happens during
mouth
the
full
course
for
of
the
this
next minute.
conversation.
Dude, I would buy a bag of Haribo Goodberries.
No, ew. Why
That's
would
pretty
you?
much-
It's gotta be Albanese, like Haribo's. But
Wow.
anyways,
Watch your mouth.
You blasphemer.
Harsh words
You
from the
guys
gummy
have
bear community.
not tried Albanese gummy bears, and therefore I feel bad for you.
I've never been to Albania.
Albanese gummy bears are meh, TBH. But, you know.
Listen.
Okay, this is not the gummy bear podcast hour.
it is
Could
now.
be. We could make it. We have the power.
Don't
I have
let
a
your dreams
2.5
be
pound
dreams, Chris.
gummy
If you
bears
guys make a
downstairs.
gummy bear podcast, I will edit it for you and release an episode.
I'm in!
You heard the man.
All right,
I'm sorry.
so we are interrogating this person because they sold a staff that summons magical monsters, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And also, they're selling a bunch of illegal shit.
Less concerning.
It's
Like,
like a half step down
sure.
the wrong.
A problem,
So
but
did
it's
we
not.
catch her or did she get away?
We caught her.
We caught her. We knocked her out.
She
Barely.
tried to bolt,
Barely.
slipped in the mud, and Zeodor got after her.
Because
Yeah,
you
and
did
it's
not
some-
slip in the mud.
Yep. And at some point, I dug the magic bullet out of my arm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Actually, I guess that would have taken a couple rounds, so I suppose I took
It takes
some more damage.
a check. A medicine check.
Jack
what do
is
I have to
not in a
hit?
good mood. He's at 1 hit point.
DC 10.
It's a medicine check, right?
Here,
Oh, okay.
actually, I'll
Yeah.
give you
I
half
got
the
it.
good berries, so you could be at 5. I'll be at 5.
Well, if you give me 5 good berries, we'll be at 6.
Woo.
Oh yeah, because you have a hit point. Yep, sounds good.
Okay,
If
so I'm
Barry
actually
has
at
5
13
good
hit
berries,
points.
and Jack has 3 good berries.
Oh
How
wait,
many
no, hold
hit
on.
points does the whole party
You
have?
got that hit point from a good berry, so you get
Yes.
4, I get 4. We're at 5 each.
So Fairy has 5 good berries and Jack has 3 good berries. How many times does Jack have to punch Il Fairy to get the rest of the good berries?
All right.
I wouldn't play that
Actually, a
game.
probability question.
Did you
Even
give
in
the
Infinite Universe.
medicine check, Zeodor?
Yeah, I got a. It was a 15 on the die.
Alright.
I didn't actually look at what that is. 16.
That's enough.
I was pretty sure I didn't have a -6 to anything.
Would have noticed by now. All right.
I feel like I might have.
Alright, so now that all this punching's out of the way, you want to tell us some more information?
Is she knocked out?
Give her a good berry.
She wasn't unconscious at the end of last session.
I'm just kidding. No, she's not.
She was still conscious but not moving, and then Zeodor pinned her, and then Mina brought the cuffs. Slapped Jack's cuffs on her.
So, that was a fun diversion. Nice construction on your boy there. Who made that?
That's none of your business.
Well, if you ever see him again, compliment him because he hits like a fucking elephant.
What's an elephant?
Liz, why don't you tell us about that staff now?
What do you want? What is there to say? It's a magic staff.
Well,
Did you
it's-
know it summoned
shoots bolts of
monsters when
magic.
people tried to cast spells through it?
Yeah, it summons some kind of abominations into the world, so it's somewhat of our problem.
Well, what am I supposed to know about that?
You did sell it.
Well, didn't do that when I had it. Maybe you're doing it wrong.
Well, we weren't using it. Where'd you get it from?
Around.
While they're doing this, Zeodor is going to just basically cache and catalog all of the magic items, because I mean, obviously we're confiscating everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to investigate the body of the guy who hits like a freight train.
Does seem to be at least 10% freight train.
That's what I figured.
It is a fully metal man.
His fist is actually a little Thomas the Tank Engine figurine.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
So you gonna tell us where you got this staff from?
Hmm.
Or are we gonna have to get real friendly about it?
I don't mind getting friendly. What do you have in mind?
I cast Charm Person on her.
Okay.
DC
it
40.
worked.
I mean, actually friendly, as it turns out.
I love Il Fairy, the ex-pirate. I'm gonna get real friendly with you. Charm person.
So, tell us about your day.
Just gets on his elbows and
Wow.
starts kicking his legs.
First
What?
critical of the night.
Oh, son of a bitch. I do it again.
Charm person can never work.
It has
Again,
worked in the past.
I like to believe that charm person is just a really garbage spell in this reality.
It's
it
worked
didn't
a
work
lot
that-
in the past.
I think
But it
I've
also
heard
didn't
about
work
you
that time
guys,
that-
actually,
That
haven't I?
NPC.
You're those cops that go around roughing people up, casting mind control magic on them, aren't you?
To be fair, I do the roughing up, and he fails at casting the magic.
He
Did the
does
second
cast
one?
Magic.
Did the second one pass?
Can you do
What
it
kind of
twice?
check is it?
Wisdom saving throw?
She got a 19.
Ah, fucking A. Yeah,
How
I
many
had
spell
to.
slots do you have left?
That was it.
Oh.
The end. Well, sometimes it's more effective than others, but, you know, it really helps getting the information out without anything getting extremely violent.
Well, I think we've got enough violence judging by the crack in your beak.
Yeah, well. You got us, but we got you more, so. I guess we'll just have to do this the normal way. Why don't you tell us where that staff came from? Please.
Why don't you make me?
Fucking damn it. Because I already tried
Twice.
twice. Because I'm not one for police brutality.
What's your least favorite finger?
Wow,
This
you
guy
guys,
is, though.
You guys really don't do things by the book, do you? Don't I at least get a phone call or anything?
I don't think the phone exists yet. So.
You invent a phone and we'll give you a phone call. Sure thing.
There's no one for you to call, but you can you can certainly do it.
Is this 4?
Also-
No, this is 7.
You don't gotta read me my rights or get me my lawyer or
Sure,
nothing?
you have the right to
Make sure
tell
it's right.
us information that would help us from... You know what? Fuck it. No, you don't get that. You just tell us.
Also, we're not cops.
Oh yeah, we aren't. I always forget that.
Theodore's just shouting this while he's still like just packing everything away in the trunk because he's taking this all back. This is all gonna get identified.
Mhm.
I didn't prepare it today, but I can prepare it tomorrow. I sleep for 4 hours. I can identify all this shit before everyone wakes up.
Yeah. So, you're just not going to tell us where you got this stuff.
Not before I get a chance to think about it a little bit. What are you offering me?
Are you really
What are you
asking
gonna
to
do
be
with me?
arrested right now?
Well, what
I
are
mean,
you
we
gonna
were going to arrest her either way.
I've just
Yeah.
never heard of anyone, like, wanting to be arrested.
There. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-clunk.
Look, we just want to make sure that people don't get eaten by monsters from some who knows where.
I'm telling you, I
And
don't know
you
nothing
sold
about no
something-
monsters.
Well, you sold a staff that summons monsters, so all we want to know...
I sold a
Really?
staff that shoots magic missiles.
Alright, the staff that shoots magic missiles and turns golden when you do so, where did you get it from? That's it. That's all you gotta answer. You're still gonna go to prison, but, you know, things
What?
might be easier if you just
What?
help us out.
Why don't we just handle this down there?
Oh no! I
Because
kinda
it's a
like
hassle
that
and there's a lot of paperwork involved.
You gotta do that anyway, don't you?
Damn it.
Oh, he does.
Well, Shrubbles does.
Yeah, Shrubbles is really our
What's a
paperwork
Shrubbles?
guy. What's a Shrubbles? If you help us out, I'll show you.
Not
It's a
that
paperwork
curious.
tree.
Isn't that kind of twisted?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
likes it.
Don't look at me. The bird's the one that makes him write on the corpses of his friends.
I don't think
A
he's
lot
friends
less
with the
morbid than you-
trees. He's more of a bush fern kind of
Wait,
thing.
does he speak for the trees?
No, he speaks with ferns.
The trees can go fuck themselves.
It's really not as morbid as you're making it out to be.
Don't get him started on this grass taking everybody's job.
It's just he likes doing it. It's just the materials he's got to use. It's not a big deal. Animals die, you eat them. Plants die, you make paper out of them. It's not. It's really.
We don't
Not
make
that weird.
paper out of naturally... Whatever. So we going back to the station or what?
I guess you could still answer our question on our way back.
Think about it.
Can I do some
She's
sort
in
of?
the cuffs, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one more chance to answer our questions before we take you in.
I've already-
Unfortunately, since you resisted arrest, you were unfortunately harmed in the event. That can be more gratuitous if you don't answer our question.
I mean, unless you get to kill
I shoot your
me.
pinky off.
Okay. She was like, "Jeez, what the fuck, man? They were right
While
about
that's
you."
happening, while that's happening, Zeodor leans back into frame. Ilfreda, can you turn into some kind of large gorilla or something to carry all? Oh, you're busy. Okay.
I mean, I can. Honestly, I don't think words are getting anywhere. Sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with that.
Oh, I just meant to carry the stuff back. Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking to Kadra really quick. You're just gonna have to deal with that. You know, it comes with the territory of being a smuggler, I guess, or something like that. And I'm gonna turn into a warhorse and.
I have the resources to get that reattached. If you talk with me.
Look, man, I just want to get out of the rain and get into
Hey.
a nice, comfy interrogation room. Is that so much to ask?
It is right now, because before we do that, I need a name from who you got it from.
I don't got a name.
Well, what do you got?
I'll tell you when we get back.
No, you'll tell me now.
Look, I got the info. If you want to know, then you got to do it my way.
If you don't want to tell me, you can keep losing fingers.
Yeah, and I'm sure your boss will be real pleased about you roughing up prisoners.
Do you think I give a shit about what my boss thinks?
I guess we'll find out.
Alright. Nothing to say.
I was seriously looking at as much of the bodyguard as possible. I have nothing to say to that woman.
I'm a horse now, so.
I'm packing magic items onto the ferry.
I've just
And-
checked out of the conversation and have become a horse.
And robot parts. Just once I'm done with the magic items, it's just robot parts
What about Koku?
going on set. I'm carrying Koku.
Okay, I wasn't sure
Oh,
if you'd
yeah.
be able to
Forgot
bring him
about
back
Koku.
to consciousness
Yeah,
or whatever.
I
the
already-
robot is.
Yeah, I already subtracted the resource
It's
cost.
still be expensive.
But-
yeah.
It's actually not that expensive. I think it's just 10 gold or something. I don't remember what it was. I looked it up last time and I already subtracted it. But whatever it is, it takes that and an hour of work.
Right.
Alright. Well, I guess we're taking her in. I cauterize her wound for her.
Okay, she squirms at that, but
Yeah. Damn shame.
all right.
Is there anything on the bodyguard other than he's made of metal?
Let me double check.
I guess we'll search her on the way back, too.
She doesn't seem to have anything, including the guns that you saw her shooting on her.
Okay.
Um, and I don't think the other has anything on them either. Just what was in the chest, which was the necklace and the sword thing, and then a couple of guns.
What did she say the necklace did again?
She says it was defensive.
Cool. We might have to ask if we can use that.
I plan to take everything back and identify. Or I can just say this in character. I'm going to just I'm going to just meditate at the office tonight, and I'll identify all this stuff in the morning.
I'll holler in for booking, and then I don't know, probably sleep at my desk.
All right.
Nay.
The you guys do have the cells that are warded, of course, since you did see her using some form of a
Teleportation.
yeah.
Yep, stick her in a mage cell.
I didn't put the basement on here, but oh well. Okay, so are you guys doing anything with her tonight?
No, where's Stu?
It's kind of late, right?
Yeah,
I'm
if I
gonna.
remember right.
You guys had the meeting at 7, I think.
Oh, okay. It's not as late as I thought, but I think a long rest is still in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got beat to shit pretty well.
I'm gonna heal her. Like, I could do it while I'm a horse. Like, that was cruel and unusual.
Oh yeah, we met at 7 p.m. So by the time we get back, it's gonna be like 8:30.
Yeah.
So I'll toss a couple of my healing. What are they called? The Balm of the Summer Court her way.
Okay.
Does that give her a finger back?
We'll see. I don't know. Does it, Redbeard?
Well, he just set off the tip, I think.
I shot out the whole finger.
Oh, okay, then no.
Oh, well.
Now it's healed over.
Never mind, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, I think a long rest is in order. Although, what are we doing tomorrow, guys?
Interrogation and investigation. Our job.
Well, yes. Specifics here.
Well,
What are we-
going? I'm sure we'll get a message from some kind of crime boss and have to go do that bullshit.
As of right now, Will Fairy, what I have on the list is looking at probably having someone look at the staff that was calling stuff in, and then hunting down whether, I mean, the only other thing I have on my list is figuring out whether What's-His-Face actually shot someone or not.
Okay.
Yes. We'll need to go by the precinct, I think. Hopefully they will have some information on the victim.
Yeah.
All right.
I was asking because I wanted to do my Search of the Stars thing, so I need to know things pertaining to actions tomorrow.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
We
No,
do
it's
not
cool.
have nearly as many plot threads as we did last time.
Yeah, we right now we need to interrogate Kaja and try to find leads on the person that was killed by Rock Rackus. At the moment, we don't even have a name.
All right.
Okay, I got a question then.
Okay.
So my question to the stars is, where should we go concerning Rock Rakis's current predicament?
The stars say, "Stay home. We're all in this together," and sing "Imagine" at you.
Okay.
Weird. I didn't know the stars were some white lady.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love.
Stars is in celebrities.
Uh,
COVID-19 jokes are still funny.
Sorry. So, what's your question?
okay. Where would the best place be to find more information regarding Rock Rakis's current issue or current like what he's arrested for? I can't think of the right word right now.
Murder?
Ardor, I guess.
Okay. Um. You don't have any. You don't have any visions tonight.
Oh shit.
No. He's guilty.
Nope, Ilferi's been forsaken by the stars.
Okay.
Theodore's nightly activities are repair Koku, obviously, number one. And then after Koku gets up and moving, he basically slumps back and then goes into meditative trance for 4 hours. And then when he elf version of wakes back up, he takes he gets the magic items and he's going to identify all of them.
Okay.
Using Koku. Well, Koku's going to identify all of them, but I'm going to get the readout and Koku can't talk, so there.
All right.
Does Koku have a printer?
Yes. Now.
I like the idea of reading like the little ticker tapes.
Yeah. It can't like print words, but it can like print little symbols and
Yeah.
for certain things like identification. It'll make little slips.
Oh, he prints little item certs. I like it.
So identify just gives you the full stat block, right?
I believe so.
It
first
won't
time
tell
we
you if
used
it's
it.
cursed or not.
You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it's a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use the item, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you... yeah, okay.
Are you also looking at the staff? Or just
That
the
would make sense. So
two new
yes.
ones? Okay.
Eat your brain.
No, but since you are looking at it closely, go ahead and give me a history check.
Sure. Theodore... He's not especially good at history. But how not especially good at it? That's an 8.
Okay. You do not recognize the runes or markings on the objects themselves, but they do all seem to be similar. And I have
On all of the objects? Or just are all on the staff?
the staff, the blade, and the amulet all seem to have similar markings of some origin, of the same origin.
Interesting.
And I've added all 3 to your inventory.
I was gonna change my spells, but I don't
Okay.
remember anything that needs to be prepared. So
I'm having to reload the page to get to them, so if somebody else wants to go ahead and say what they're doing.
I mean, I'm just going to the station. Like I got my non-vision, which is weird. Was it that I like had a regular dream and I knew that I didn't get a response, or was it like a very distinct absence of a response?
I'd say a distinct absence.
Okay. Like I felt like I was supposed to get something and I got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you've had this happen before if the question that you're thinking on or the like the visions that you were trying to bring forth, either like the question was too vague or if there are too many outcomes to be predicted, or
Okay. So it wasn't like there is nowhere to find evidence that proves him innocent.
that could also be an interpretation you could take.
Okay. But it's not the only one, so I can rattle off all of them to us, to the team. So I've prepared for the day, taken my long rest. Yep, I'm heading to the station.
God, that was a long day. Took 2 whole sessions.
Yeah. All right, everyone meeting back up at the office.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, Zeodor and I think also Jack spent the night there.
Yeah. Enters
It was early enough. There was plenty of time to go home, so
Yeah.
I just went home.
Zeodor, if I guess since you were there at the office all night, at some point, a messenger would have brought in a letter for you early in the morning.
Okay.
It is addressed from. What page is this on? Colonel Sebastian Harlock.
That's a reference.
Okay, do I know who that is?
You've heard his name associated with the battalion.
The military school?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you have some
Was
connections
he-
there, right?
Yeah, Zeodor went there.
Mhm.
And I have one of my NPC contacts is a professor there.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's from the colonel addressed to me?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, well, Zeodor's gonna open up the letter.
All right. He says that he heard about the confrontation at the fairground yesterday, and asks for if it would be possible to get a preserved specimen of one of the creatures that you encountered. If not, if you're not able to procure the ones that you encountered, then to keep him in mind if you see any more, or anything along those lines, or any information you can give him, delivered in ice crates to the battalion. He emphasizes how important it is for Resear's military to study new discovered creatures and magic. Um, it's a little flowery, but he kind of presents it as like this is your duty as a citizen, sort of thing.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
All right. The rest of you file in the morning.
Yep.
Yep.
Morning.
Good morning. Troubles, here's your paperwork for the day. Hey,
Thank
we're at the
you.
office. He's an employee.
Is he actually an employee? I thought you
he's
just
I don't
like
know.
whatever.
paid him under the table in
He
seeds or
literally
whatever.
gave something sentience to enslave it.
Yeah.
No. I'm pretty sure he's an employee.
I don't think that's
I know that
true.
he's like officially an employee, but
Mhm.
like I think he's like our mascot.
Well,
I mean, if he gets paid,
whatever.
it comes out of your check.
That's fine. If he doesn't get paid by them,
I-
I do give him an allowance.
I mean,
so.
you guys are known as the Fighting Troubles, after all.
No.
Yeah, I pay him like 10 gold a week, so I guess that's his paycheck.
Under the table, no taxes. Got it.
I mean, I pay taxes on my income. So. He's a dependent. It's different. If they'd hire him, that'd be cool, but they seem hesitant to hire a plant for some reason.
All right.
Couldn't possibly imagine why.
He's a great worker.
Delft is gonna come around.
Morning, sir.
How's it going, constables?
Uh,
Day in Flint.
What's
Yeah.
what's your report on business yesterday?
We brought in Kaja Stewart. She's sitting in holding. I think we're gonna interview her today.
She's a smuggler, dealing in
At least a dealer. She may not do the smuggling herself.
true, but one way or another, she was dealing in some illegal magic items. One of which was involved in the incident.
Still trying
Some
to
good
figure that
follow-up.
staff out. Also, her bodyguard's like a 10th freight train.
So on the
So that's what the
subject
pilot
of
scrap
the
was.
Yeah.
yes, and on the subject of the staff, and Zetor's got the staff out. While I was examining the other items we confiscated, he takes out the muckwaddle and the amulet. Notice that all of these are wooden items, and they all bear these similar markings. I couldn't quite identify them. We may need to head to the university and see if someone knows better.
Can
But
I take a look?
He kind of nods along. Yeah, Pardwhite is probably what you'd want to head into if you're looking at old relics like that.
they bear some kind of connection. Other than that, it seems that Kaja was largely honest with you when she was dealing. The amulet guards against elemental damage. The staff, in addition to being able to use magic missile, can create a spray of magical elemental damage. and the sword deals can also wrap itself in damaging magical element. Another funny bit, they all turn gold.
Is the sword wood?
Yep.
The Makoatil is wood with like obsidian.
Right. But so the everything was wood, is what he said.
Yep. Except for the obsidian shards, they're embedded
yeah,
into the
yeah.
Makawaddle. But yeah.
Sure.
Any of you heard of the ancients?
History to see if I've heard of the ancients.
Same.
Sure. I believe Mina and Theodore have already failed this check.
I have a.
Cool. Well, I failed again. It's
Oh,
fine.
is this the same check for
Mhm.
examining the thing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Do
I
I
have
have
a
inspiration for police
12
brutality?
history.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the DC again. Nope, none of you
Also,
have.
didn't.
Or at least
Okay.
haven't. At least not from that much.
Not in this context.
Can't say it rings a bell.
Care to
What?
enlighten us?
There is this, well, ancient civilization. Lots of mystery wrapped around them. People aren't really sure exactly what happened to them. There's been a lot of rumors of golden relics turning up from their time, but they didn't seem to have the technology to mine, let alone shape gold.
Perhaps it was more of an alchemical desire.
It's a
Or
possibility. I'm no expert in it. Just when you said that they turned to gold, it kind of sparked my thoughts.
it seems reasonable. And these, yeah, I certainly don't recognize these markings. They're not anything modern as far as I can tell. So it seems that Pardite is going to be high on our list.
He nods. Look,
Speaking of universities, I also got a letter from someone at the Bastion. He's like looking around on his desk for it.
battalion.
Or battalion.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking about the game Bastion the other day.
That was an
It's
out of
kinda
character
stuck in my
sub. I know.
It is a pretty good
Yeah.
game.
I love that
head.
game.
It's really fun. Anyway, at the battalion, and he was like looking around on his desk for it. They were interested in taking a look at the at some of the remains from the monsters yesterday.
Yeah, that sounds like him. Battalion's always interested in digging up new ways to fight things. So if there's a new thing to fight, they want to know how to fight it.
Well, it makes sense. If it turns out to be a bigger threat than a couple of sticks, then it may be wise to have trained fighters ready for it. Would you like us to go check it out, make sure the interest is genuine?
Unless you're personally invested in checking him out, I can send some men over, but
I have a tooth. Maybe that would be something helpful to them.
It could. I wouldn't mind going back over and seeing my old professors. But it does seem like we've got some leads here, so it might be more efficient to just send some trainees. What do you think? Turning to Jack and Mina.
To be honest, I didn't sleep well, and I've been poring over everything and can't think of anything. So if this is a new thing in my path, I'll happily go that way.
don't see the harm in letting Kaja stew for a while.
All right.
Really
We'll
don't
handle
think
it. We'll head over there probably probably this evening or tomorrow morning, depending on how long it takes with Kaja and Pardrite.
Right.
Oh, right. On that thought, we ran Kaja's name through what we know of through the files, and turns out she worked for McBannon. So see what you can
Oh,
figure
of
out from
course.
her about that.
Good to know.
Anyway, I've got places to be. At some point, the Viscount's gonna want to speak to you. So
Right.
keep your heads up for that. I'll deal with Saxby for now. I know you guys weren't trying to get involved with anything yesterday.
If you don't want us to get involved in anything, don't send us outside the place.
But please do, because that's
But
why
I
we
mean,
were
please
hired.
do. Yeah, I get fucking sick of doing paperwork. But what I'm saying is, if she didn't want us to get involved in shit, don't send us out to do shit.
He
That's
kind
on
of
her.
chuckles and is like, "Yeah, well, sometimes it's hard for good constables to stay out of doing good things." And he
Boss,
turns,
quick question.
yep. He kind of like
That whole meeting
turns his head
yesterday?
back towards you.
Couldn't that have just been a memo?
He chuckles and starts walking down the hallway. It certainly could have.
Oh shoot, I forgot to ask him for paperwork to get Shrubbles officially hired. Damn it.
It's fine. I'm sure he'll get right on that.
He doesn't
So-
have to fill it out. I just need to know where to get it. It's great practice
So-
for.
HR.
We have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, humanoid resources. Every respectable company has one. I think they'd still take trouble. Technically, it's not under their purview, but yeah, what do I know? So it seems like we have 3 leads.
I actually
Nick-
couldn't find any leads on Rock Rackus. I tried doing some foretelling and nothing came up, which means there's too many options or there's literally no evidence to find.
Alright.
Well, that's
So, two extremes, unfortunately.
yes. Well, we'll hope it's the former. Yeah, though that does bring up that we do have a 4th option, which is going to the police precinct and seeing if they've found any information on the victim. So where do we want to start? Kaja, the police, Pardrite, or I almost did it again, or battalion.
I'd say police information's always a good place to start.
But Kaja's here. And she's been stewing all night. I say we start with Kaja, then we head to the police, get our information, and then we can decide what we do with said information.
Alright.
Seems efficient. We could also split up. Not everyone has to go to Pardrite. Ilferi and I could probably handle that if you and Mina want to interrogate Kaja. Though maybe try not to take any more of her fingers. Might get suspicious.
No problem. No
If
promises.
I'm there, it's not gonna happen. Unless I do it.
Let's see.
Maybe
Give me just.
Ilferi should be in the interrogation room.
Theodore, you
Yes,
know I'm
because
joking.
he's
When
gotten
have I
so
ever
much
shot someone in
information out of
custody?
some-
Yeah, that's fair. You like a challenge.
Yeah, I can start with Kaja. Jack,
Are you gonna do that now?
Go with Kaja.
I would say now.
All right. Give me 10 minutes to prepare some spells. I'll give you something to help out.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna do my spell preparation. I'm gonna drop Charm Person. I'm gonna prepare Enhance Ability. Which one of you guys has the highest charisma?
Not me.
Me, probably, which
Uh,
isn't saying much.
Alright. First thing I do is I cast Goodberry, and I pass out 2 to everyone, and then I'll have 4 for myself. And then I'm gonna
I've
cast.
got 0, but you've got -1.
Huh?
I have a 0
Charisma.
modifier, and he has a -1 modifier.
Oh
so.
my god, I should be the one interrogating.
No.
I got
anyways,
this.
anyways. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on Mina. You have 1 hour.
Okay,
You have advantage on charisma checks.
awesome.
Does Ilferi have a +2 charisma?
I have +1.
Oh, we both have a +1.
Yeah.
We're the highest charisma in the party, and we're going the other place. Great.
Yeah.
Nobody in this party is terribly charismatic.
No, and
I
we
have a-
kind of play it that way, TBH. But
Yeah.
No
I have
paladin,
a
no bard, no
13.
warlock.
No.
I qualify for Bard.
I'm a tiefling. I have a +1 to charisma, and I have a 0.
You know,
Nice.
it kind of helps that whenever we play this, I'm exhausted because it really helps me get in my 8 charisma mindset.
Really? I just feel like you're in that mindset all the time.
I mean, you
All right.
mostly see him while this, so
True.
All right. So they're doing Kaja. We're heading to Pard, right?
all right, let's start.
Alright.
Kaja.
I got my tooth. I'll bring Shovels along if he's done with his paperwork.
Oh, there's no way he's done with that paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah, days just
It's just gonna
started.
be buried in paperwork for the next 48 hours.
All right, interrogation room.
Interrogation room, interior, day.
Yeah, pretty much. Morning. Fall 2, morning.
Yep.
Phoenix Wright music plays.
500 AOV.
Mina feels as splendiferous as an eagle for 1 hour.
Fisheye lens, low angle.
Note to DP. Ooh, never mind.
Wait, is this a spec or a script?
It's irrelevant.
All right, guys, what are you doing?
it's never getting picked up.
How's Kaja look?
She looks tired.
Good morning, Kaja.
Yeah. Good morning to you too. You know, now I remember where I recognized you from. I should have seen it when you first came up to me across the bridge. You're in the papers recently.
Mm-hmm.
Putting my boss away.
Well.
Though he is the one that killed himself.
Make the band
I
didn't
doubt
kill
he
himself.
would have if you guys hadn't had some involvement.
True.
I never really found out what happened with that.
That witch oil pit, so who's to say?
I know you don't want to talk to me, but I have to put forth the effort like I care. So, you said that you'd talk to us when we came back here.
So what do you want to know?
Well,
I told you I don't know anything about the staff summoning anything. It never did that for me. Never did anything like that for the mages I had tested out.
We're not disputing that. We just want to know where you got it.
yeah.
When things started going down with my boss, I nabbed a couple things on the way out.
Okay. See, that is extremely helpful.
I didn't want to get into the whole thing right then, and I didn't know how you'd react at the moment finding out that I worked for McBannon.
Well, better than we did last night. You haven't worked for McBannon doesn't mean anything.
So you
Well, I know
stole
that you
stuff?
guys had an iffy relationship. I didn't know if you'd just shoot me on sight if you found that out.
Listen, I never let Jack take anything more than a finger.
She looks down at her hand and is like, well, thank goodness for that.
Sorry, I wasn't actually paying attention last night. I was trying to figure out how your bodyguard worked. Otherwise, I would have stopped him before that happened. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
Speaking of that, did you get the bodyguard in the same place, or is that a custom job?
Yeah, he was experiment. I had to do a bit of my own work to get him up and running, but bulk of it came from McBannon's Manor.
It's good work.
So you took the artifacts from McBannon's place?
That's right.
Do you know where he got them from?
Overheard something about an archaeological site when the guy brought him in, but I don't know any details beyond that.
The man who brought them in, do you know who that was?
Not a clue. Tiefling, older.
Didn't mention anything about the location of the dig.
Not that I heard. I was just in the hallways, you know?
Fair enough.
Oops. Did the tiefling have a strong Denoran accent, like he was from Denor, or more like he'd lived here for a while?
Yeah, he had a real posh accent.
Alright. I forgot how to spell accent in the moment. Ugh, it's been a frickin' day.
I remember he showed up at the. He was at the laboratory when these he brought these items in. McBannon was upset about something, saying it was compromising protocol, whatever the fuck that means.
Bringing
then-
the things compromised protocol?
I guess so. I don't know. He shoot us all out of there right after that.
Interesting. So, just the whole inventory that you still got, or did you sell much of it off?
Yeah, those two pieces I showed you last night were the last two I still had.
Right. How many did you start with?
Yeah, maybe a dozen.
Okay.
Alright.
They didn't all look like that though. There was other kind of experimental stuff.
How many of them were made of wood like these last 30?
Oh, those are the only ones like that. I had a high price on them, so they weren't as
Well-
easy to move. But
Well, there were 4 because of the rod too, right?
No, that was the third one.
Oh, that was listed in the... You're right, sorry.
Yeah.
she's
So
like
she only had the 2
counting on her fingers and goes to put up a finger that's not there, and then like kind of like shrugs.
Sorry. Long night. Golly. Okay, right. So you only had the 3. Everything else was just like seemed to be experimental. Did any of it have to do with witch oil? Do you know?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
There was smaller bots, less effective as the one I was using last night. There were, you know, some of the failed experiments from the. You guys met the Jaguars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
That-
Fun.
there
Those were
were
a
some
treat.
other similar things like that.
only saw that tiefling the one time he came through?
That's right.
Okay.
That's all I've got for her.
That's all I can.
He'll be held here a little while longer for processing, but sure.
It will.
Helpfulness will be noted.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, appreciate it. She says, looking down at her hand again.
I'll see if I can get someone to fix that.
Yeah, you know I build things for a living. My hands are my livelihood.
Well, you should have thought of that last night.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have thought about bringing us here out of the rain so we could talk in private.
Oh, that doesn't seem to be my problem.
It is what it
Anyway,
is.
I'll see what I can do about that.
All right, you guys done?
Yeah.
After we get out the door, I'll come look over and say, I'll pay for the cost if you find somebody to fix it.
Thank you.
All right. And with that, we'll jump over to the bird boys. One is a bird, one has a bird.
Squawk, squawk, motherfuckers.
All right, so we roll up on campus. Well,
How
You
long
were
has it
here
been,
more-
by the way?
Well,
Like,
campus
how long
isn't-
did it take us to travel there?
Campus isn't that far from headquarters. I think it's in the same district.
yeah,
Okay, so like 10 or 15 minutes, maybe.
yeah. It takes not long, and then half that. 'Cause Zeke
Okay.
was here.
I'm just wondering, for
Wait,
the sake of concentration, I don't
If you're
want...
going to just a building next door, does it still take half as long?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's knows
Sure.
the quick way, like
Probably
jumping
not.
from window to window.
Probably not like next door. I think I imagine that it really only applies if I'm going more than like a few blocks away.
Yeah, so it's
Okay, I
it's
just
not
needed to
far.
know for the sake of concentration, because if it was gonna if it took like an hour, then I'd be like, okay, well I could concentrate on something new here, but I can't, so I won't. All right.
So, well, you went here more recently than I did. You know, who would you talk to?
I just took classes, so I don't know.
Didn't take any history or
Mostly astronomy and astrology and like planetary theory.
fair enough. You keep up with any of your old professors? One
Uh,
of them might know someone to talk to.
Yeah, I did. What's his name?
What's his name?
I thought
Shut-
that's what I was trying.
Are you thinking of Professor Westwright?
Yeah. That one. Professor Westwright was the main professor that taught most of my classes. And taught me taught me a magic trick too. You know, I can do prestidigitation.
No, I don't think I ever took any of his. So, if he's still here, seems like he's been here a minute. Yeah, probably knows somebody in the history department. Lead the way.
Yeah, I will do that. Which is mostly I'm gonna go to his classroom, I guess. I guess he's had
He's an
office.
office,
I've
yeah.
probably had office hours with him before, so I know where his office is.
He's got an office.
All right. To Professor Westwright's office, which is in the western wing of the building.
All right, cool.
The west wing of the west building.
He is
He's
in his,
right west.
He is in his office. He's like, you can see him. His door's open. He's like poring over some papers on his desk.
God, Ilferi does have to fight a small impulse. Like, anytime he sees stuff like that, like, he could just, like, but that's mean. Pirates might do that. I
thought Elfairy was a bird, not a cat.
Professor Westwright, how are you doing?
Ah, Valerie, good to see you, lad.
We're looking for some history professors. I know that's not your expertise, but well, actually, maybe you know a little bit about what was it? The ancients?
No, history isn't really my area, but I might try over at the Museum of Natural History. I've heard that Professor Hans Weber has some interest in the ancients and their influences.
Hans Weber. Thank you for your help.
Anything else I can do for you?
I've probably asked this before, but have you looked into sky seeing before? Even just like in theory, since maybe you can't do that?
I've studied the theory of it.
Actually, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's
I figured you were going to ask about your not vision last night. And see
yeah,
if you could get
it's
any
been a
more
little
information.
harder to. I mean, over time, it has been harder to get feedback, but last night in particular, I got nothing. Has there been anything unusual going on recently that I just haven't noticed?
It's the first I'm hearing about anything of the sort. It's there's a lot of theories I've read from journals of sky seers that are. Some of them have the ability fade as they grow older. Sometimes it's just the weather patterns interfering. It was rather cloudy last night, so maybe the connection to the stars wasn't as strong. It could be any number of things.
All right. Well, if there's no like astronomical, right?
Astrological?
Well, that too.
It's both.
Phenomenon going on. That's more of what I'm concerned about. I really do need to get a telescope just to kind of. I don't know.
Verify
A
the
telescope
stars
doesn't.
are still there.
kind of.
Well, you're welcome to come and use the observatory at the university whenever you like.
Yeah, I might have to do that. Maybe I'll get some more accurate readings if I can know what I'm looking at in more detail. Although I think seeing the big picture is important. That's what I've always been taught.
He nods. That is wise.
Well, thanks for your help. If I have time, I'll come to another class of yours. It's been a little while, I know that much.
No, we'd be happy to have you.
I did get some tools that, maybe you can show me how to I mean, I know kind of how to use them, but I got an astrolabe and, sextant that maybe we can work on, like, how I could improve my readings with that sort of thing, given your theoretical knowledge.
Of course.
Alright, well, we'll be off. Thank you again for your help.
Anytime, lad. And he turns back to his papers.
Theodore nods as they leave the room.
I thought Astrolabe and Sextant was an alright buddy comedy.
Yep.
So then I guess we're going to
The
Hans
Natural History
Weber.
Museum. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
He said old age, but I'm very doubtful of that considering, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Nivard.
Sechum?
Yeah,
Sechum
the
might have been a
Nivard.
god when he was young. We don't know.
You could predict the entire day with perfect clarity,
Oh fuck.
just from Pluto.
And Pluto doesn't even exist.
No,
Yeah,
James,
that's how
it's just
good
not
he
a
was.
planet anymore. It still exists. Common
So
misconception.
we're headed across to the
Yeah.
Natural History Museum.
Yeah, you're able to, with campus directories posted about, asking around, you find it without too much trouble.
Also, we both attended class here at some point in the past.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like between the two of us, we could probably figure out which building is the museum.
Yeah. It's not too hard. There's a there is you go into the museum, and there are some different artifacts, jewelry, trinkets, some non-dangerous magical items kind of hanging around, and then there is like an office that says curator near the front with a name plaque, Professor Hans Weber.
Professor Weber?
Knock, knock.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
the
come
door was
in.
closed. Man, you need to get that checked out. It's a little greasy, or needs a little grease.
Yes, I put in a maintenance request, but hasn't been addressed yet. What can I do for you lads?
We have found.
Constable Theodore Ilyich, RHC, Constable Ulferi.
He nods.
We
each in
are
turn.
we are seeking information on a civilization known as the Ancients. We've been informed that they may be somehow connected to a few relics that we found, and I'm going to put the staff on his desk.
Oh, you
Assuming
brought
that
one.
there's, I'm not gonna like knock over paperwork for it.
He he like lowers his glasses and like leans in and is like, yes, fascinating. This is of the work of the ancients, unmistakably. It's really fascinating what they were able to accomplish in their time, especially given the fact that there are no records of them being able to work gold. I'm assuming when activated, these items, or sorry, you just started with the staff.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that this
Though as he goes on, I would take out the other two.
this turns to solid gold.
That's
How
what
did
appears.
you know that?
I've seen, and well, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing in person, but I have heard accounts of similar items. They're very hard to come by. They were the ancients were outstanding in almost every field, from astronomy to magic, and nothing before or after really matches up to what they were able to accomplish.
So, is it possible that the magic could get messed up in some way?
What do you mean messed up? Did you
This thing was
break-
summoning monsters
break the
from
items, or
who knows where.
summoning? Interesting.
I'll hand him the tooth. This is a tooth from one of the things. Although it didn't summon this in particular, it summoned things possibly from the same place. They had similar properties.
You're telling me this is a tooth from an otherworldly creature?
Yes.
And it's
That
still
appears to be the case.
and it didn't vanish when the rest of the body disappeared?
I
The
was curious
rest of
about
the
that
body
too.
didn't disappear.
So it was a
Exactly.
true
It was here
it
the
was
whole
a
time.
it was a true summoning.
Yes.
Possibly. They were here, but they were here and not here. Almost like they were pressing against a veil.
Until they died. And then they were all here.
No,
Oh, wait,
they were
no.
still like
Right,
semi
they
here,
were.
even after their death. Yeah.
Except for when they ate people. And then they were all here.
Yes, they seem to somehow link to people or siphon energy from them in some way that allowed them to come fully into our reality. But they stayed right on the precipice, even after they were defeated.
And perhaps it's another trick that the ancients had figured out that we still haven't cracked today.
But it was doing it on accident.
What?
Possibly.
This staff isn't, well, as far as we were told, isn't supposed to be able to do that. It's supposed to
And-
shoot magic missiles and stuff like that.
And as far as I can detect, it is not intended to summon things. But I'm no scholar of the ancients. I'm using modern detection methods that may not apply here.
And I'm no true scholar of the magics, but I do know enough to know that a summoning is a temporary thing.
As far as we know, this is clearly something a little bit different. That's
Where
part
did
of why we
you-
were hoping.
Where did you come by these items?
Um,
Than legally.
the they were obtained illegally at some point. We've confiscated them. I'm afraid further information is classified at this point.
Well, what sort of time frame are you able to give me that much?
Uh, these were all recovered yesterday.
But you don't know how they came to the city?
No, we have colleagues working on that at the moment, but we are not sure how they arrived here.
Well, it's possible. Have you heard of Dr. Zambria Meredith?
No.
I can't say it rings a bell.
Well, she's here in Flint now. She's originally from Mitchell University in Slate, but she took part in an archaeological dig a few months ago that had some connections to the ancients as well. But, well, something went wrong at her dig site, and most of her memory was lost. So, it's possible that these items could be related to her dig. I don't know exactly how they would have gotten back here, but
Seems like a place to start. Um, do you know where the professor is?
yeah, she's we've got her in some apartments here on campus while she recovers from her trauma.
Wait.
Would it? Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I must have missed something. Trauma?
Yeah, she lost her memory. There was an accident at the dig site,
Okay,
and she
okay.
lost most of her memory. Would it be possible for us to go and talk to her? I know you said she lost some portion of her memory, but if there's any potential she could give us anything to go on, it would be very helpful.
Yeah, I'll set up a meeting if you like. Um, I'll talk to her and what when would be best for you all?
We could we could likely do a meeting. And he looks over at Ferry tomorrow morning, I think.
Sure. I mean, we don't have anything planned right now.
All right, I'll set something up. I'll
In the meantime, is there anything more you can tell us about the ancients? I know that they were. I see that they were a surpassing uh, technological powerhouse of their time, but were they known to have any enemies, magical or otherwise, anything like that?
well, I could go on for days about the specifics of what we know about the ancients, but the more fascinating thing is what we don't know. Um, as far as enemies, there are theories abound that something either wiped them out at some point, or um, that there seems to be a specific period in time where we stopped finding relics dated um, that we attribute to them, and
And
relics after that time are less sophisticated than what we find attributed to them.
Well, time to go find the elder things.
we appreciate your help. And perhaps sometime I'll come back for a lecture on their aquifers.
Um, oh, I
Oh,
actually missed a detail.
okay.
Um,
They had 3 penises.
um,
That also turned to
actually, he says like, just hold on a moment. He like rifles through his desk and pulls out a sheet of paper. Ah, yes, one wooden staff turns gold upon activation. A wooden sword with obsidian blades, and a wooden medallion. These were taken from the Zambria's dig site. She sent me
Missing from a register.
a list in the mail of things that had been recovered. I'd nearly forgotten because they disappeared after whatever happened at the dig.
What else is on the list? Is it just these 3 things?
Just those. And it
Hmm.
also states that the sponsor would have final say in their placement.
The sponsor. Would the sponsor happen to have been Reed McBannon?
No, not Reed McBannon.
A tiefling of some kind?
Cannon.
We don't know about the tiefling.
Oh, we don't? Okay.
That was in the other scene that's happening at the same time.
Yeah, I forgot.
You're not there, you're at the school.
The dig was sponsored by one Caius Bergeron.
How is that spelled, Precious?
Like this.
It's actually Denoran custom, there is no spelling, you just kind of make it up.
That's D&D custom. If I can pronounce it, it's written correctly.
Caiuspero. Okay, it's in the Roll20 chat.
Oh, okay. That's not as
Oh, I was
wild as
really
it sounded
close.
out loud, actually.
I just put a K instead of a C.
Let's see.
And in in lieu of the sponsor, who we haven't been able to get a hold of ever since Meredith returned, possession actually falls to the university.
I'm afraid at the moment these are considered evidence in our investigation, but we will make sure that they are returned to you as soon as legally possible.
He nods. I'm I'm sure you will. But we actually do have a exhibition coming up later this month, and I'd like dearly to put these on exhibit now that they've been reclaimed.
I would very much like to have them there. I
He
I
nods.
hope that we will be able to wrap this up by then.
Glorious. Well, I'll go talk to Dr. Meredith and arrange a meeting for tomorrow morning.
I appreciate it.
Perfect.
Okay, and I think that that's where we head back to meet back up with Jack and Mina.
I do want, well, once we get back, I do want to test these things out. Like, see if they still summon monsters.
That's not a bad idea. We need to do so in a pretty safe location.
Oh, obviously. But with us, the two of us to the four of us or whoever, it'll be much safer than, some novice that isn't even a wizard picking up a staff.
That's a good point. I would want all four of us at the very least, though. Just in case.
All right.
Okay, so they come back.
Later, at the office.
Ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling.
Alright, so we found a couple useful things. Kaja did used to work for Reed. It's where she got the stuff. It came out of some
Dink sites?
archaeological dig
That's
brought
consistent
in
with what
by
we
some
found.
tiefling. She apparently swiped the stuff to try to make a quick profit after Bannon got brought in.
Yeah. That's where she got a 10% freight train. And these were the last 3 items she had on hand. Nothing else was this exotic, though.
That makes sense. These were the only three things. The archaeological dig you mentioned. The professor that we talked to at the university heard about it. These were the only three things that were missing.
Oh.
Well, these were the only three things that were found as well. Right?
Alright.
Oh, I
Was
thought
that
it
the
was.
case?
I thought it was just these were the only three things that had gone missing. Did I
Well,
misinterpret that?
he had received a list of things that they had found, and then I asked him if there was anything else on the list, and he said nothing else was on the list.
Yeah, I think that was right. At least it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
mention anything else here. I reserve the right to correct that later.
Okay.
So these three
Most
items
likely.
were recovered. The professor overseeing the archaeological dig suffered some kind of incident and apparently lost some portion of her memory. But we have an appointment to go talk to her tomorrow morning, or we will. But we also have a name. The sponsor of the dig was one Caius Bergeron.
Is he a tiefling?
Don't know. Name does sound like it could be the Norn, though.
Yeah, could be.
My cousin
Apparently,
Caius.
apparently the university has been unable to get in contact with Mr. Bergeron, and as the sponsor of the dig, apparently he is currently the legal owner of these three items. Absent that, it should be the university. though obviously we're holding them in possession as they are evidence in an active investigation.
Right.
You guys want to test these out and make sure they're not dangerous?
Yes, I've wanted to do that since yesterday.
I don't particularly want to, but sure.
No, but I have to see it. Yes, I have to see it in action.
All right, let's go out to the courtyard. Mina, get ready to shoot something, and then Theodore is going to lob the staff of the ancients at who puts their hand up first, the bird or the cowboy?
Not it.
The bird, because the cowboy said he didn't want to.
All right, bird's it.
I actually have a quick theory. Well, I guess I'll be the control, but that guy said he wasn't a wizard,
Did he?
right?
Right. He was.
He
Let's
was
say
in training.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also did see him casting spells without the staff.
Yeah, he also cast Scorching
Oh, he
Ray.
did? Oh, okay, never mind then. Theory already trashed. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile.
It's the scientific method at work, kids.
We're at the courtyard.
I guess
Cast
I need a
magic missile,
target, but
presumably at a bush or something.
the darkness, you know.
It's
There's-
accidentally shrubbles.
There's like a little like firing range for R&D.
I was gonna say we have to have like a magical firing range, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Cool. I shoot Magic Missile at it.
All right. You have shot magic missiles. A charge is expended from the staff.
Okay.
Give
No
me
monster?
an Arcana check.
Okay.
Is that everyone or just the staff holder?
Just him.
18.
The staff
Okay.
drains a level.
So, when you go to fire off the missiles, you have like a moment where you like have a vision of a tear in space, and you feel something like asking to come through, like banging on a door, trying to break through. It seems like ravenous, but you're able to keep it under control.
Right. This is tied to something from somewhere else that wants to come through, but I was able to keep it under control.
Give me a
I think-
religion check.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dumb bird.
Maybe best to
Hmm.
not go waving it around then.
I got a 2.
Okay.
Bird god, bok bok.
Well, we ought to test out the others, I suppose. Jack, you're up. And Theodore's going to hold the sword out to you.
I'll take it.
I'll wear the amulet, and he can hit me.
The amulet
That's-
requires attunement, doesn't it?
I think they all do, but we're just kind of swapping attunement. I don't remember what attunement takes.
Takes
A
an
minute?
hour.
An hour?
It's part of a
Oh.
short rest.
Oh.
You got the time.
The amulet does
But-
not require attunement, only the staff does.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I'm just kind of shortcutting things for now. Like, this is part of the
Yeah, that's fine.
process. I
So
mean,
I'll...
as I imagine it, part of the process of attunement is figuring out the triggers and stuff. So,
Alright, you all heard him.
I think that's probably a bad idea.
How else
It's-
are we going to amulet? How else are we going to activate the amulet?
The amulet's not that powerful.
Worth
Still
checking.
take.
I could turn into... Hold on. I can turn into an animal. It won't even hit my actual hit points. I mean, I won't feel it in this body. That's the...
you still feel it.
Sure. Just turn into something with a neck.
You just forget the pain.
I'm gonna turn into a horse.
All right.
Horses got necks.
Horse has got real. Tries to put it on. Just puts it on your face.
It's on the nose.
Get the weight of this
Can in
thing.
fact put it on
Exactly.
before I wild shape, and then wild shape.
Jack takes a few practice swings, gets the weight of this thing, and then just swings for the horse's neck.
All right.
Okay.
The horse is decapitated.
No.
You deal 1d 8 plus 1d6 elemental damage.
Of your choice, right?
Yeah, you
Or the
choose.
1d6 is...
Yeah, before you roll damage, choose acid, cold, fire, lightning, or lightning. Acid, cold, fire, or lightning. Those are
Lightning
the choices.
arcs around the obsidian teeth of the Muckawatu.
And you would have warned the bird before this, so that unless it's all elemental damage, it protects.
The amulet is all of them.
Okay, cool. Never mind. You're good.
Yes, it's all of them, but it's just a minus. It's effectively -2
Yeah.
to the elemental damage.
What was the elemental though?
Lightning.
No. What was the number?
13.
No.
Of the elemental damage.
Of the elemental damage.
Only the
Focus on
d6 is
the
elemental.
D6 that you rolled.
5.
So you take 3 elemental damage.
Okay. I mean, I had
So it would've been
19
10
temp,
total.
so
Right.
No, it would have been
Okay.
11 total. No, 10.
10.
But you took 3 elemental damage?
Yes.
yeah, it was reduced by 2.
Unless Ilferi is an aberration, in which case you take more. But I'm pretty sure being a weird birdman does not count.
Plus.
Slash
I'm
horse.
humanoid. Okay.
So if you subtract 3, it would be 10.
You right.
I subtracted 3. I was supposed to try to subtract 2. You're right. It was 11. But it was just like...
All right.
All right.
So the I guess I should have mentioned when you fired the bolts, the staff did turn to gold.
Okay.
And when Jack activates the sword, it also the wooden portion of the sword turns to gold as well. And lightning crackles along it, and then strikes Horse Ilferi as the part of the necklace that is not the necklace
the-
part. Medallion?
The actual medallion.
Yeah. Turns to gold as the sword strikes it. But you do not see anything else appearing. Jack did not. You do not see any rift in space, nor do you see anything similar this time, Ilferi.
Okay.
Anything?
And no one else saw that
On this
rift, by the way, before. It was just Ilferi.
I figured.
I'm gonna, like, I don't know. I just need to inform him to try one more time.
Nee!
Yeah, pretty much. I like headbutt him a little bit. He's easily agitated, so I'm sure he'll just fucking swing at me if I do that.
Take a step back, shake things out, hack him again.
All right.
Do the thing.
For the scientific method, we'll do cold this time.
All right.
-2.
-2. So it is 8 slashing damage and 4 cold damage. This thing rolls well.
It's also statted
Ow.
as a longsword.
But I just
Yep.
made this machete.
I know, right? I was actually disappointed when I heard that because I was like, oh. You'd have the option to use this thing.
That's true. I can carry both.
Okay, I'm back to being Ilferi and a little bit wounded.
All right.
Fucking ow.
Today was a good day.
Alright.
You literally asked for that.
No, I know. But the thing didn't happen. That's the important part.
So
That's
it's
good to
just
know.
the staff.
Yeah, I think so.
You sure? I can hit you again.
You know, I
Jack,
think I'm
did
doing
you-
all right.
Did you experience anything? Felt any
Beyond
hungry
just
beasts?
the kind of hum of this activating.
Hmm. Well, I guess the blade and the amulet seem safe enough. At least for
So-
now.
How long after it is used does it take until the things change back from gold to just wood?
Who has a stopwatch?
I do. Well, not a stopwatch, but Zedor has a pocket watch.
Yeah. If you do some experimenting, it turns out to be about 5 minutes.
Okay. So as soon as they switched
Assuming you
out
weren't
the
experimenting with the staff again.
well, but as
Correct.
soon as he used the staff, I wanted to look at the staff while it was still golden to see if there was anything different about it. So I should have 5 minutes while they're whacking each other.
Yeah.
So
Well, the boys
Is
are
it-
doing their whacking thing.
yeah.
Boys just whacking each other off over there.
So is there anything? Is it just a plain gold staff, or are the runes still on it?
Yeah, it looks identical. Like it looks as if it was it's the exact same staff, just the material has been transposed into gold.
Okay. So nothing special about it beyond that. All right.
I mean, it is kind of neat looking.
It is.
Shiny at the very least.
Also a neat looking staff. I've got a picture of it.
There's a picture?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't see the picture when I was
Hold
looking
on
at
to
it.
this Mako until the adventure's over.
Actually, do I have the picture of... I have a picture of the staff and the sword together. Alright.
Seems
Um,
reasonable. I have a suspicion that whatever the things were that the staff was summoning, it may be related to the ancients somehow, and so ancient weapons may be more effective against them.
It's very possible.
Hopefully, because that shit sucked last time.
Can I try a couple more things with it? Just to see if, like, the other functions are affected the same way?
Sure.
Staff?
Yeah. Like, maybe
Alright.
we just don't cast Magic Missile with it and the other stuff works just fine.
All right. Everyone get in defensive positions, I guess.
Yep.
Uh, I'm gonna do Burning Hands, but I'll do acid damage with it.
Acid hands.
Acid.
There's the picture of the, I guess, to jump over to the
Yeah. See,
combat scene.
neat looking staff.
That is pretty cool.
And I guess that is probably the medallion hanging from the staff, or the amulet.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it.
That was my assumption.
Alright, so you're gonna cast Acid Hands.
Mhm.
Alright. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. 17.
Alright. You feel the same sort of sensation. Something wants to break out of where it is. Give me another religion check.
Okay. Is this something that I'd be able to give myself Skyseer's blessing on?
Sure.
Or is... Okay. So, Skyseer's blessing is a natural 1, so I don't want that. I instead
choice.
get an 8.
Okay. You feel like it. You could maybe place. Like you feel like you recognize the energy, or like that it speaks to you in some sort of way that you almost recognize where
Hmm.
the rift is coming from, but can't quite place it.
All right. I'm gonna do the last spell on here. I'll. It did the same thing, but I'm gonna cast like the big spell on this thing. So be ready, but this might not do anything this time.
Okay.
Uh, and I guess I'll cast Forbiddance
Okay.
in the area, and I will. Let me just look at the spell really quick. I will choose. Aberration isn't one of the types. Oh. Uh. Oh, but it does prevent creatures from accessing the area. So, uh, yeah, I'll pick fiends.
Okay.
But this whole area, 40,000 square feet of floor space. Uh, things cannot teleport into the area.
Okay. And you cast it?
Mhm.
Okay. The effects of the spell go off, and you do not notice any other effects.
Oh, geez, it takes 10 minutes to cast though.
Oh, yeah. It is a pretty big spell.
Yeah, it is. Um,
Big area of effect.
okay. So that one stopped it from happening. I kind of get how this staff is supposed to work.
Okay, well, let's test it out. While it's active, go ahead and use Magic Missile again.
Yeah, I'll do that. Because it lasts for a full day.
And how many charges have you used now?
That
7.
was... Yeah, so this Magic Missile will be the 8th charge. There's 2 left.
Did I ever tell you how many it had at the start?
In the description, it says it has 10.
That's the maximum.
Okay, well, how many did it have? It recovered 2d8 plus 4 overnight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot it had been a day. Okay. Then, yeah, it's fine. You
Yeah, it's
cast...
actually very unlikely that it doesn't have full charge at the beginning of the day. It's
Well,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially since you only cast it twice, right?
Yeah.
Well, the other guy had used it some, remember?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The day before, I think he only cast Magic Missile twice.
You
We only
him...
saw him cast it twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
But he was definitely using it before we got there.
Just for propriety, I'll roll if it covered charges. Okay, it is fully charged.
Or was. It has 2 now.
Yeah. All right, you cast a magic missile. You do not feel any other effects.
They go.
Well, nothing happened, which is good.
Yeah.
I think if we know we're going to get in a fight, like at least 10 minutes in advance, we can use it a little bit. As long as we cast this spell first. But otherwise, it's probably not safe to do.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's really buying us all that much anyway. Like, sure, magic missiles, but motions vaguely at guns.
They don't miss. I don't have great ranged options if I were to use it. But also, it prevents things from teleporting in, which I might be a big deal. Might be a big deal to, like, cast that here. We don't want people teleporting here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no, not generally.
If we do it long enough, the effect is permanent.
Well,
Oh,
it's
is that
something
one of
we
those-
probably want to clear.
If you do it once a day for a whole year. kind
For
of thing.
30 days.
Oh, it's only 30 days. Wow.
Oh. We didn't use the material component.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't realize that it needed a material component when cast from a staff.
Yeah, I thought casting from a thing got rid of the material components.
Oh, I'm not certain about that. Does it
Otherwise,
usually
it's
say
basically
on a
a
magic
scroll.
item?
Let's see.
I mean, it's letting him cast a 6th level spell
I know.
repeatedly.
DMG page 141 on the magical items section, casting spells from them. The spell casts at lowest level possible and does not expend any of the user's spell slots and requires no components unless the item's description says otherwise.
Unless the item's description is... Okay, cool. And sounds good.
Yeah, obviously we want to get permission, but that might be very helpful. Like,
It's not the worst idea, but again,
yes. Yeah, seems like a good little side mission. Either way, we still have more to do today. If we want to head over to the battalion.
Yeah, let's get moving.
alright.
Do we want to head over to the battalion or the police precinct first?
Right. Which one's closer? Probably the precinct, yeah?
Yeah, by a fair bit.
Yeah.
We could also split up again.
Could.
Finish it both up today.
Sorry, what are we doing at the police precinct right now?
Finding information about the man Rackets shot.
Yes. I'll do that.
Trying. I'll head over to the battalion. I wanted to see
So
my
go
old
to the
professor
battalion.
anyway.
Little Fairy, you want to come with me? Or go with the rest
Sure.
of you guys? Okay, cool. Alright.
Alright, so who's going to the precinct?
Fairy and Mina are going to the precinct. Theodore and Jack are going to the battalion.
Yeah, you guys do the battalion first, because I have to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, sounds good.
yeah, I'll grab a drink too.
Yeah, I'll probably refill my water too.
Oh, what do you know? I gotta go to bed.
Alright.
Alright, Theodore's doing it, going solo. This can't end poorly. Alright,
mhm.
So we'll head over to the battalion, and we have the letter from, I forgot his name. What was his name again? I'll write it down this time.
Let me get to the correct page. It's in a weird place. I don't know why they put it there. Colonel Sebastian Harlock.
Colonel Sebastian Harlock. Alright. Badoo? Oh, it's Caius Bergeron, Colonel Sebastian Harlock. Great names.
All right. So you head off towards the eastern side
Battalion.
of the city, where the battalion sits.
What was the western side? Am I getting west and east confused again?
No, I am. I thought I said
Okay.
west. Did I not say west?
I heard east. Maybe I
I
heard
don't
wrong?
I heard
I don't know.
Anyway,
Okay.
the left side.
Ah, yes, the left.
After some asking around, you're directed towards the offices of the colonel. And
Yeah, I'll go visit my old professor and ask her for directions.
oh yeah, sure. So you find him Uh, he welcomes you into his office. What can I help you with?
You're on an
Good.
investigation.
Uh, my name is Constable Theodore Ilyich. I received a letter from you
Ah,
this
yes,
morning.
Zeodor. I don't know if you've heard much about you, but your reputation certainly precedes you.
Oh shit! I gave you guys the tooth, by the way. I forgot. Like that was the whole reason I had it.
Sure.
Yeah, because we had previously discussed that. I guess we kind of shortcutted that, but yeah. Uh, you were requesting a specimen from the incident yesterday.
Yes, I think it would be most beneficial to the battalion to have full awareness of anything that the city can expect. We want to be alert to any and all threats, and having a chance to study any cadavers of potential threats lends us a lot of information that we can use to in the defense of this city.
Yep. I mean, this seems reasonable, but we're here to vet him. So, does his intention seem genuine? Does he seem to be being straight up with us?
Why don't you give me
So,
a what you call it check?
an
Detecting if
insight check.
person is genuine check.
That's a 15.
Yeah, he seems sincere. Um, he seems very um, what's the word? I guess like straightforward. Me
All
and
right.
my men can handle the heavy lifting. If you send word, uh, if and when we can receive the um, specimens, I'll have crates delivered so that they can be kept on ice and be delivered here as fresh as possible for our study.
We'll see what we can do.
I will. Uh, I'll go put in some paperwork. In the meantime, we do have one smaller sample, and I pull out the tooth, the weird tooth.
He looks it over and he's like, "Oh, fascinating." And this, I heard some of the reports of what happened yesterday, but this is from a otherworldly creature.
That seems to be the case, though we are exploring other options as well.
He nods. Would you mind if I kept this specimen? I can run it through my have my mages analyze it, see if there's anything that they can turn up.
Certainly, if you find anything, please let us know.
Of course, willing. I'm hoping to um, compose if I can get enough information, I'd like to compose an entire documentation based on this premise, and you would, of course, receive a full dissertation.
I would be interested to read that. Uh, but any information that you find more immediately would also be helpful.
He nods. Of course, of course.
And it probably goes without saying, but this uh, taps on the bottle that the tooth is in. Does need uh, to be under pretty significant security, uh, as it is part of an ongoing investigation.
Of course. I'll treat it with the utmost care.
All right, I pull out standard paperwork for him to sign over the thing.
He reads it over and then signs it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right.
Stand up, walk away.
That was simple.
Yeah. You ever consider studying here? Formally.
Maybe. I don't know. I've got a teacher I've been working with back at the constabulary. His name's Calloway.
Informal study is good too.
All right, back to the precinct for the other two. So you pull the updated police report. Turns out that the victim was someone named Daryl Schmidt.
Oh, Schmidt.
He was identified by his wife later that day.
Wait, the guy died?
Yeah.
I thought he was just wounded.
No,
No,
he
he died.
died.
Oh. Well, I was unconscious, so.
There's nothing we could do about it. He was dead.
The report basically cites a stray bullet that is believed to have come from Rakus, who was they kind of play it up as like he was unauthorized and being careless, like that he shouldn't have been involved with the incident, but it does seem to place the blame heavily on him.
Yeah. Did you say his name was Daryl Schmidt?
Yeah.
Did it say what his wife's name was?
Lydia Schmidt.
Darlene. Lydia.
Okay.
My handwriting is garbage, but I don't want to take notes on my computer.
Can you read it?
Mostly.
Then that's good enough.
I just used to work really hard on my handwriting when I was like playing D&D 3 times a week.
Oh, I've never given a fuck.
Doing no harm right now.
I wanted my character sheets to look pristine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this doesn't seem like anything different than what we've already heard.
No. Did it say what he did for a living?
He was a factory worker.
Alright.
I mean, we do have the victim's name now
Yes. Yes.
and his wife. That's something to go on.
Yep. I just wanted to get as much information out of the report as possible so we didn't have to ask stupid questions later. Of a grieving woman. Yeah, this... If nothing else, I feel like Rock's in for some civil legal trouble if he gets out of the, we're not federal, but, whatever, governing body legal trouble.
Sorry, I'm just checking over the prophecies we got from Sechem, seeing if this has anything relevant.
Not that I can see.
Not that I can see either.
I have been reading this before every session. I have underlined, highlighted, written numbers next to shit. Like, you
Wow.
have no idea how many notes I have on this.
I'm just petting a cat and having a good time.
Pretty sure my last party completely disregarded the additional prophecies.
But your last party didn't have a Sky Seer in it, right?
No.
See, it's relevant. It's personally relevant.
Or, well, I don't think so. I think there was a Sky Seer in the first party. Was was Philip's character, and then he died on Cauldron Hill.
All
I know
right.
I was a spirit medium before I had to leave that game.
Mm-hmm. But
All
weren't
right.
you,
So we got the
weren't
information.
you a astrologist and a spirit medium then? Like I feel like you were doing two themes then with that character as well.
No, he was just a spirit medium. He was also like a philosopher, but he didn't.
okay.
He wasn't an eschatologist.
Okay. He definitely had some debates with eschatologists.
Oh, absolutely. He gave them a lot to think about.
All right. You guys heading back to the office?
Yeah, I guess this didn't take that long, so I guess we could start heading towards the battalion, try and like intercept them.
Why?
I don't know what else we're gonna be doing today.
Well, yeah, but we didn't say we'd meet them, so I'd rather go back to base, look over some of my notes, and then they can regroup with us, because...
Yeah, I mean, this adventure isn't going to be as hour-by-hour tracked as the previous one.
Okay.
And we're gonna, I guarantee, Elfairy, we're gonna miss them by one street, because they hop over one street over, because it's got the best vendor for whatever the bullshit is that Jack's gonna pick up on the way back.
Yeah. I hope he
Theodore's
gets
going
some.
to come up with some sort of weird shortcut that somehow inexplicably works
oh,
out.
Yeah! There's no fucking way we'll find them. It'll take us twice as long to get there as it takes them to get back, so yeah. I'm going back to work.
Alright. I just... the office is stuffy.
So let's go sit on the roof.
Do air fresheners exist? Can I get an ocean-scented one?
Well, probably...
Theodore can make air fresheners now,
yeah,
but
it's probably like a potion. Like, it's not a mundane thing. It's like some sort of
I mean-
Go to
infusion.
an alchemist shop.
I
there-
could.
it's also it's also an artificer class ability.
Oh, really?
Air
Yeah,
You could
no,
change the
I
sense
wasn't-
of something.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding. Hold on, let me find it. That's literally one of my things. So I can make an air freshener.
Wait, doesn't prestidigitation change the scent of something?
for like
Yeah,
an hour.
prestidigitation.
That's,
Alright, yeah, magical tinkering. Imbue a
how
tiny
long does an
non-magical
incense
object.
stick last?
I don't know. It depends on the stick. Imbue a tiny non-magical object with a magical property of your choice. A 5-foot radius of light, up to 6 seconds long recorded message, or emits an odor or nonverbal sound.
Wait,
Or a static visual
you can make
effect.
vines?
No, they're called TikToks now.
I can make an audio vine.
Oh, okay. I thought you said audio or visual.
It can be either. Well, it can be either one. It can either be a
Ah.
static image, or it can be 6 seconds of audio.
Okay.
Or it can be any non-verbal sound. So it's a 6-second recording,
Okay.
any non-verbal sound. So I could make a white noise machine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or I can make a static image that can include up to 25 words of text.
Whale
So it's like
sounds.
micro-tweeting. And I can affect a maximum of up to 3 objects at a time.
Oh, the smell is instantaneous. So on prestidigitation.
Oh,
anyways.
it's just like a
So-
puff of smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you guys probably noticed that Zeodor's section of the workshop has a weird metal candle in it that never goes out, and also it smells great.
Nice.
Does it smell like the ocean? Because that's what I want. Does it have program? Can I push a button and change it?
Not yet, but if you make requests to Zeodor, he might consider it.
Just imagining Ilferi now back at the office before you and is just digging around your workbench, putting things out of place. pushing buttons on things he shouldn't.
There's nothing dangerous in there right at the moment, so that's probably fine.
He's very hesitant to do that though. Like, this is still technology and still fucking terrifying. Buttons are a little bit less scary than triggers, but still like a little wary.
I don't
All
think
right.
anything in there has a trigger right at the moment. Zedor hasn't learned how to make guns yet.
All right. So, you guys get back a little bit before them. Is there anything you're doing in the meantime, though?
I can't think of anything in particular.
Okay. And Zeodor and Jack, or right, yes, Zeodor and Jack return. It's probably a little afternoon by this point, I think. Something like that.
Munching on like rats.
Well, I've got to hand it to you. This was worth the detour.
I told you, Jameson makes good stuff.
Mina shoots Ilferi a look.
And they didn't bring us anything?
I'm a fan of Jameson's work as well.
It's quarantine. Drink on a Tuesday.
Do you not drink on Tuesdays?
Other than yesterday, no, day before yesterday, sorry. I
Yesterday
have
wasn't
not
a
been,
Tuesday.
other than the day before yesterday, I have not been drinking much, like, at all. Because I got way
just
too
joking.
drunk.
I usually have wine or something on D&D night in general.
Yeah.
Did you guys... Well, one, did you bring us anything? Two, did you bring any information?
We
No.
figured you got something.
We went, like, 5 minutes away.
Yeah, there's good stuff around here.
Ah,
Anyway, not immediately. We need to, or I guess I can go do it. We need to push through some paperwork to send the rest of the stuff over to Pine Island.
like a
Hopefully,
sample?
well, yeah, I'm hoping to get the. We gave him the tooth.
Why don't we
I'm
summon
hoping-
something for him?
That seems like a potentially bad idea.
If we have a whole bunch of people there that are all versed in fighting, I think that's the best place we could possibly summon something.
I agree it's the best place we could summon something, but we could also just not summon something since we already have all those corpses.
Alright. I just figured a live sample might be helpful.
Let's cross
Maybe.
that bridge when we come to it.
If they request it, then, we'll see what we can do. But, in the meantime, I'm going to send them the cadavers, and hopefully they'll bring up some information that they'll give us.
Alright.
So Theodore's go off to the paperwork department. Say hi to Troubles.
Police report is exactly what we expected. Nothing new.
Well,
except
we
we
have the
know-
guy's name.
Yeah, the guy's name is Daryl Schmidt. His wife is Lydia Schmidt. He used to work in a factory. He is dead.
We already knew he was dead.
I didn't know he was dead.
Sorry.
This must come as a shock to you. But we have his name and we have his wife's name. Do we have her address?
No, but I figured we could get that here.
Probably. She seems like a good place to a good resource to try to tap.
Agreed.
Maybe we can find out if anybody wanted this man dead.
Or if maybe she just doesn't like Rock Rackus. Like, maybe she's part Fae and is really upset about the whole stories. Maybe she's from the moon.
All possible theories.
Not likely.
No, not likely.
Alright, what else are we doing? Other than paperwork.
Honestly, I think she's our next lead. The only other lead that we have at the moment is has to wait until tomorrow morning. But we could always go back to the fair and see if anything else happens.
Oh, is that still going on? That nightmare convention?
It's going on all month.
Oh boy.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
start with Lydia and worry about the fair if anything else happens at the fair.
Sounds good.
Yeah, the uniforms can probably take care of it today. Everyone's going to be, security is going to be pretty tight after yesterday anyway.
I will have to go back at some point though because I need to buy more bullets from that guy.
Oh, do we have any of that guy's Rock Rackus's bullets?
Yes.
Yeah, I
We
think
have
you
one.
guys took some. I thought you took a clip.
Like a clip, yeah.
We handed that over to the police.
We kept
Oh, okay.
one.
Yeah, I kept the bullet that we recovered from the body. We handed the clip that we found in his dressing room over to the police since they were arresting him.
It makes sense that you guys could have kept some.
Yeah, I thought you kept one unexpended bullet and we had the expended bullet.
I mean, I only said that I kept the expended bullet, but it
Mina
seems
kept
reasonable.
a bullet.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
She holds it with like two fingers like this though because it was made by her dad's competition and she thinks it's icky.
Yeah, I mean it is icky, but for completely different reasons. It's an abomination.
Totally
But
forgot to write down what the name of that was.
Don't worry, I did. I even put an angry face next to it. Zebediah's
Alright.
Foundry.
Oh yeah.
I want to. It's probably going to go nowhere because it was most likely actually manufactured here. But I want to inspect it to see if it has, other than the whole gold thing, any properties similar to these ancient magic items. Like maybe it's got those runes somewhere on it.
Oh.
Okay.
And I'll like, give me some tools. I'll cut it open, like, you know.
All right.
I don't know that that's gonna do much. We can investigate it, but cutting it open's not gonna.
Well, if it's like on the inside,
Of
the bullet. I don't. Do I look like I know how magic work? How bullets
That's
work?
what I'm trying to explain to you.
I love the idea of just like Mina finds Ilferi trying to dissect a bullet and just is like totally
That's not
confused
how
by
this
the
works.
concept.
Look, I'll cut it open. We'll see if there's anything on the inside. I don't know.
Not how it works, buddy.
Give me an investigate anyway.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that this is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Okay.
And then... Oh, and I choose Intelligence, so I have advantage on Intelligence checks for the next hour. Wow! Wow. What a great roll. My low roll is a 3. My high roll is a 4.
Certainly looks like a bullet. You cut in half. It now looks like half of a bullet.
2 halves of a bullet, even.
There don't seem to be any magical properties. No strange markings.
Yeah, I probably could have started with Detect Magic.
Not now.
Mina, didn't you ask Rock who made these?
I did.
Who is
She
it?
said with ire in her voice.
Zebediah's Foundry.
Oh, well, maybe we should go talk to Zebediah.
Yeah.
See if
Oh,
he sold
actually-
these bullets to anyone else.
I meant to ask, when the staff turned gold, did it feel like gold too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just needed to double check that. I didn't think about that specific part when it was happening.
There's a knock on your office door.
Come in.
The door.
It is.
Oh shit.
I had a feeling.
The
Oh,
lady
no, it's not.
inspectress.
I thought it was going to be the Viscount.
So did I.
Lady
Lady
Inspectress.
Inspectress, to what do we owe this honor?
Viscount wants to meet you. My office now.
Wonderful.
Certainly.
Yes, ma'am.
And she turns to walk without waiting.
follows.
I prestidigitate the mess clean, and I guess we're going.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary Poppins.
Hey, you know,
she
I make a
does
mess, I
like
clean it up.
she does like give the space that Ilferi was working on a look, and then looks over at Zeodor's like scattered workshop desk area, and kind of like you can tell she's like disappointed a little bit.
I was doing important investigating, ma'am.
I'm sure you were.
Hey, we found some magic items that summon monsters that are made of gold, and these bullets are made of gold, so it's worth a shot, and used in the same place.
Best not keep the Viscount waiting.
I'll read
Right,
your
right.
report later, Constable.
I'm sure you will. Let's go.
She never stopped.
Oh, okay, good.
You go into her office. Actually, what is her office numbered on here? On the map of the...
Is it that,
Is it number 17
Number
or
17.
number 13?
Number 17.
yeah, big fancy office. I knew there was one somewhere.
The one with the rug.
So it's actually downstairs.
The constabulary can only afford one
no,
rug.
that is the second floor. And then
2 rugs. There's also one in the entrance hallway.
and
Oh,
you guys,
wow.
You guys are in 12, I think. One of the 12s.
Okay.
That seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Who
the
doesn't get a
same floor
desk?
around the office. I don't know.
I brought in a desk.
Shovels and I share one.
Oh, I don't care about shovels. I'm just saying there's only 3 desks in each of 12.
Oh.
There's 4 of us.
I think that's just an abstraction. All right, you walk in, and the Viscount, Lord Viscount Inspector Nigel Price Hill, is there waiting for you. The inspectress takes a seat at her desk. There is no other seat in the room.
Lord Viscount.
Constable.
Lord Viscount.
Constable.
What do we owe this pleasurable meeting?
Oh, well, the pleasure's all mine. I believe you heard me at the meeting yesterday, but I just wanted to take a moment to meet each of my teams here in the Flint office personally, and you in particular. I've heard many good things about from your superior.
Was
I
that
wanna-
you directed at a specific person, or like you as in a group of us?
You as a whole.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
Trouble tends to follow us.
We've just been in the right place at the right time.
Oh,
We're also very, James just can't think of the word. Ilferi kind of knows the words.
Talented?
Competent. Competent at our jobs.
I know the feeling. I've certainly been in your shoes long ago. I was inspired by your work in exposing the corruption that was breeding inside the office of the mayor. And I think it's critical that we be on the watch for further corruption within our political system here.
Agreed.
Saxby speaks up and says, I've heard about the events of the past 24 hours, and I want you to stay in your lane, cooperate with any of the requests from the Lord Viscount or his staff, and I'll be talking things over with Delph to review your reports.
Well, we'll be glad to get any help we can get from Lord Viscount. Or Viscount? Inspector? What's his official title?
Yeah, that's it.
Lord Viscount. Lord
Okay.
Lord Viscount Inspector.
Anything
Right.
particular we're trying to avoid?
Just keep your heads down like we talked about earlier.
We always
Have
do.
been trying.
She nods, as if not, like, fully convinced. The Viscount turns to Jack and says, I heard that you fought in the war.
You could say that.
I told you were, well, that you were very specialized in what your, in your capabilities.
You could say that.
He kind of like winks and is like, I think that a man of your reputation could go pretty far in this outfit.
It's been alright so far.
At that, Saxby kind of clears her throat and turns to the Lord Viscount Inspector. I think we have another meeting coming up, sir. We shouldn't keep these constables from their work. And he goes, oh, yes, of course, of course. I'll be keeping an eye on you.
I do an insight check on the Lady Inspectress.
Sure.
That seemed a little suspicious.
Okay.
She just hates us.
Yeah, but I want to know.
Maybe she
Like-
just hates me.
I have an 19.
She seems like she seems like she's trying to rush you guys out of here. Like, you could suppose that the comment of him playing up the fact that one of you could do well goes directly opposed to how she's worded things in the past, or like she doesn't want the fame going to your head.
Mm.
Yeah.
So the Viscount's comments there kind of are directly opposed to that.
Gotcha. Okay. I still don't trust her, but you know, she's my boss, I guess. Whatever.
All right.
Well, then we'll be taking our leave. We don't want to keep you from any important meetings.
All right.
Got plenty of reports to write up for the Lady Inspectress here to read.
She kind
We'll
of
just
she's like glaring. I'm looking forward to it.
I give her a big smile. Big beaky smile.
The
How does a bird smile?
the Lord
I don't
Viscount
really
Inspector
Finally.
does he waves back with a big smile, thinking that you were waving at him.
Oh, I was just I wasn't waving, but yeah, I'll wave at him. Sure.
But-
He seems nice.
He is smiling back and waving then.
Yay. I'll. Yep.
Anyway,
You know, it's good to have someone higher up in our corner.
Not sure he's in our corner, but he certainly liked this more than she does.
That's close enough to our corner.
I believe the
Whatever.
inspectress is harsh, but her loyalties are to Reeser, and that's enough.
Okay.
She could be a little more loyal to her people, though. You know, we're working hard.
Welcome to politics.
If you want to pursue a political career, well, I suppose that's. I mean, it's a noble career, I suppose.
Oh, that sounds horrible. Also, I don't think I have the lifespan for that sort of tenure.
Well, in that case, what does it matter if we don't, if we stay constables? Seems like we're doing what we want to be doing anyway. So if it works for us, works for her, works for Reeser, I say we keep at it.
It'll work.
as you guys get back to your office, there's another group of constables waiting there for you.
As we get back to our office.
Mm-hmm.
How can we help you?
What's up, guys?
Afternoon.
They kind of like glance back towards the inspectress's office. Is she in her office?
Yes, but there's an important meeting coming up.
Okay. Well,
Maybe.
can we come in?
You are?
Sure.
Sure.
Is
Yes.
this-
Do you need something?
Work related?
Yeah. Well, as you guys know, we're the ones that are we're assigned to clean up the McBannon case and anything related to it.
Sure. Did you need some of our info? Everything's on file.
Well, it's not so much what has happened in the case. It's something new that we've come across, and we just wanted your input, see if maybe you guys thought it was related or not.
Okay. I mean, all we have right now is paperwork, so I'm very happy to listen right now.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Would you
And
be
that one
willing
interview
to?
with the grieving widow, but you know.
Would you be willing to come down to a scene?
Oh. Yeah.
Sure, let me, give me like a minute or two, and I'll be ready to go.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Just I mean, keep it on the DL. I don't want Saxby getting wind that we are. I don't know. She's got something against you guys working with us.
A bug up her butt about us? Yeah, we've noticed. Don't worry, we're not gonna rat you out. Because then it'll only make our lives harder.
All right.
So I'm just gonna, like, give some more paperwork that needs to be done to Shrubbles. Like, if you could just fill out the headers on these times and dates.
You could put covers on your TPS reports.
I can't see why it would be a problem if we just go down to investigate the scene.
Maybe it's related to what's going on with us too.
There's potential. There is a tie in our current case to McBannon anyway. Koku. And Koku will fly off the desk. Come land on Zador's shoulder.
Oh, and Troubles, be sure to use your best handwriting. Lady Inspectress is gonna be reading this one.
And not just that, add so many extra words. Just if you can keep it short, make it long.
That's the names of the other team.
Alright. But do they have faces?
No. Faces. All right. Why do you always
One
want
of them-
What?
faces?
So
Because
that
I
they
want to know
don't
if
die.
How do
I-
we know if they live or not?
I want to know if
Uh,
I'm supposed to form an emotional attachment to these people, or if they're just doomed.
Though one of them is named Carlo, which was Zeodor's cover name.
Yeah.
When we were-
I noticed that too.
now I'm. Now it's canon. Zeodor was imitating Carlo.
Yeah. All right. So you guys go with the other team out towards Parody Lake. There's a steel mill that they lead you to, and on the way they kind of talk you through. They turned up a body just this morning, but looks like it's been there a while, probably a couple weeks or maybe a full month. We're not really sure yet. It didn't seem like anything too out of the ordinary. The normal cops were handling initially, but well, got kicked over to us, and I think you'll see why inside.
Alright. Jack, can you cast that spell? Or, Theodore?
Which one? The detect planar?
I can retune Koku's sensors, but it'd take a minute.
I can cast it. Cast. I did.
All right. And are you guys going inside?
Yeah.
All right. They lead you into the basement.
Was this
Then
an
they ambush
abandoned-
us.
Sorry, was this an abandoned mill?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
So inside you find there's a body of a man, older human. He his arm or his wrists and ankles are bound with twisted steel bars.
That's intense.
Yeah.
There is set in the ground a rusted iron ring.
Of course there is.
Jack, you definitely detect bleak gate energy all throughout the room. And then there is also a parts of a mechanical creature strewn about the room.
I'm going to investigate the parts of the mechanical creature.
All right. It's been it's in like 100 pieces. The the chest is torn into 4 components. The face is cracked apart into tiny pieces. It seems like it was a it's made of brass. It's got very intricate, delicate parts. It's actually very meticulously made. Like this is really really fine craftsmanship, like above your skill level. And
What did you say it was made of?
brass
Brass.
You said
or,
it's a
or
statue, or was a
bronze.
statue?
Sorry, bronze.
Bronze.
I don't think we know a mechanical creature
Oh, okay.
is what we know. Could I theoretically puzzle back together how it fit?
Yeah, so if you start kind of collecting the pieces and kind of putting them in an outline, essentially.
Yeah, that's what Zeodor is going to be doing for a bit. Zeodor and Koku.
Okay, well, he's working on that. Anyone else want to look around?
Yeah, I'll inspect the body and see maybe like how he died.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do that as well.
Give me a medicine check.
Sure. Can you help me, Jack?
I rolled a 17.
Oh, okay. I have a 15. So, it was 17 on the die.
Yeah, plus.
Okay, so 20.
Are you not? I don't understand what just happened.
It was 8 another. He just rolled the advantage portion.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right, so you can determine that from the decomposition and age, seems like the victim died sometime early in the summer. The apparent cause of death is a shattered skull, and the size of the wound matches the fist of the damaged golem.
So it looks like he got punched by the golem to death, or
Yeah. He was human in his 50s or 60s. Jack finds an old gunshot wound in his leg that doesn't look like it was, yeah. And Jack would help discover that looking at his teeth, it looks like he received dental care from the Risuri army.
okay.
Um,
Oh, there's more.
You also notice when examining the throat of the victim that there seems to be with the assistance of the detect planar energy, you find witch oil in his throat.
Like he drank it, or like he was like harmed with something that had it on the surface.
It's in his. It looks like it was swallowed.
Okay.
Chris?
I see. Well, I can see why they might think that we would know something.
Yeah.
Is this circle still active?
It is a rusted iron ring.
Well, I was asking Jack if like there was bleak gate coming from it.
Is there?
No, but it doesn't look any different than, like, the ring that the jaguars came out of the fountain.
Yeah. No, doesn't seem active. It seems the same like the ones we've seen before.
So it could be activated, but it's not currently active. All right.
I think that's a safe bet. Yeah.
Do we still have those amulets that we got from McBannon?
You wouldn't still have them.
No.
Or, well, I guess
But, like,
you might still have
does
them in...
the RHC have them?
yeah.
I don't know what to call them. Officers? Like, I don't know how to call them over as a group. Constables. There are some amulets that we confiscated from McBannon.
Oh, yeah,
You may
yeah.
want to requisition those.
I'm sorry?
They allow you to go partially into the Bleak Gate, and this circle has something to do with it.
Well, shouldn't we break it then? Or something?
I think that's the
We
safer
heard that
bet,
they-
honestly.
Yeah.
We heard that that's how they brought the beasts through, and
I think it's worth investigating before we break it. This is the first we've seen of it in a while. That's my opinion, though. I'm
I'd
not the
rather
one running the
break it.
I'd
investigation.
rather break it.
okay, we'll look into it.
Hey guys, do you have any idea who the man actually is? Did he have any sort of identification on him?
Well, we hadn't really looked too much into the scene yet. I guess we can check his pockets.
Jack, didn't you say something about the dental records?
Yeah, this guy was definitely Missouri military, most likely Army, based on the dental work he's had done.
Did you guys carry ID? Anything like dog tags?
I can check his body. Any kind of identification on him, Chris?
Give me a perception check.
I'll assist him, so you have advantage.
Perception. Plus 5. 22.
All right, you find 5 platinum and 20 gold in his pockets. You find a bundle of papers with ship schedules, berth numbers, paperwork saying that passengers are welcome, set to depart between the 5th and 15th of summer, bound for Elfavare.
Hefty chunk of change. Paperwork for a shift bound for Alphavare. No identification.
You also find that his socks have initials AG stitched on them.
Possibly AG initials going by his socks, but.
But who initials their socks? That's kind of weird.
You also find scattered about the ground chain necklace chain links that seem similar to the amulets that you guys used before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll search around and see if I can find the rest of it. Maybe there's a full amulet here among all the pieces.
Okay. While he's doing that, we'll jump back to Zeodor.
I was just about to ask Theodore, what you got?
What have I got?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, perception? Okay.
Mhm.
It's a 19? Yeah, 19.
It doesn't look like the golem was hit with anything. It looks like it was torn apart, like it had exploded from along every major seam and joint. You Also, do you find another set of like links that look like they belong to another necklace scattered about near the where the golem is mainly. You
Is
kind of
this golem similar in size and construction to the one that we fought in the warehouse?
no. This is only about 5.5 feet tall, and very slender. It does not look like it was made for combat.
Interesting. It's another golem. Some similar construction to the one that accosted us in the warehouse, but obviously much smaller. It, it doesn't look like this one was meant to fight anything, and it looks like it uh might have exploded from the inside. Possibly some kind of failsafe mechanism. Either way, it doesn't look like it was destroyed.
Interesting.
And give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at those. Ooh, that's a pretty good roll. 24?
There still seems to be some active magic on the head.
Does it seem like it could be like plugged back in or something?
It's a possibility.
What?
Okay, is there... Does it have an obvious power source? And, well, I mean, I guess the power source is probably witch oil, right?
Yeah. It
Alright.
seems like if you kind of... Well, it's all within a housing. The head is shattered, but in a whole piece. So you'd have to probably take it apart at your lab to really figure out what's inside.
Okay, but it doesn't seem like it's fading. The whatever arcane signature seems stable at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's been here for a quarter of a year.
Fair. It seems like there's a possibility it's still active. I don't know. I need to get back to the workshop to get a better look at it.
Anyone else looking around at anything?
Nope, just trying to find those pieces.
Yeah, you don't see the main part of the amulets, just the links of the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, boys, it looks like this is definitely tied to the McBannon thing.
Everyone give me an investigation check.
18.
11.
What are we doing? Sorry.
Investigation check.
Investigation.
I mean, what are we investigating?
We don't know.
Okay.
8.
6.
Okay.
Hopefully not a combat.
No.
No,
okay.
no. This will hardly be a combat. Roll initiative.
Roll initiative, but use your intelligence.
Is there anything else in particular anyone wanted to look at here?
I mean, have we looked at the bars themselves? I guess not particularly.
I mean, I assumed you
Which
did when you
which
looked at the
bars?
body.
The ones that are
Yeah.
like wrapped around the guy.
Yeah. They seem like it would have to be somebody either really strong or using some magic to warp the metal in that way.
Similar to how we were trapped in the church.
That seems like a reasonable conclusion.
The only people we know related to that are dead.
Hmm.
There were only 2 people at that site, McBannon and Blondie,
McBannon wasn't
and they're
there.
both dead. Wasn't he?
No.
At the church? No,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
That was Killjoy
Oh, you're right.
and his friends. He had a crew.
Oh, I thought there was one other humanoid that we recognized.
There was someone else there.
Who was the other person, other than Killian?
Doctor was with us.
Doctor was with us, but there was someone Killian was talking to.
Yeah.
Cipiano?
He also
No.
talked to you guys and had a pretty extensive conversation. He was the one threatening you guys. He's the one who called for the victims.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I got him mixed up with McBannon, because McBannon was like the big bad at the end. It wasn't No, it wasn't Diorn. It wasn't Cipiano.
Cipiano's their contact with the family.
Who's the guy that's leader of the other?
Leon Quital?
There you go.
Yeah, not Lorson Kell.
No, it was Leon.
Oh.
I think
Brown-haired guy wants the papers.
I
Fuck.
guess I didn't share this
Yeah.
one with you.
Not how I spell it at all, but like I said, if I could say it right, then clearly I've spelled it correctly.
Here,
No wonder I didn't remember him. He didn't have a face before.
Yeah.
I'll make it so you guys can
You
edit
assumed
that.
he was gonna
and take
die.
notes.
He looks like Defoe.
Yeah.
So Leon Catal is the only person that's connected to that
That we haven't seen since.
that we haven't seen since.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that guy. Constables. He might be able to shape metal like this.
They nod and like write down in their investigative notebooks. Did anyone look at the iron ring or the rusted ring?
I was going over to look at that,
I did.
but I never got around to it. You didn't
Okay.
say it all that.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I wanted.
We looked at it for like energy and shit.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
but...
yeah.
Hey, natural 20, finally something.
Mina,
21.
you find a scrap of cloth that looks like it had been like caught on the edge of the ring and torn off.
Okay.
It looks like several layers of cotton and dyed silk stitched together.
Okay.
Someone in a fancy dress came through here.
Come on.
Go through there and take his fancy dress. Maybe they got a fancy tailor.
Probably an evil tailor, though.
Maybe he's just been kidnapped. Make me fancy dresses or die!
All right. The other constables are. They come up to you guys like, well, thanks for your input. You certainly you revealed a lot that we missed. We'll be sure to follow up and let you guys know if anything comes of it.
Yeah.
If you guys do choose to use those amulets, definitely have backup. I mean, if we're available, I guess we could help. I don't know. I don't want to speak for everyone here, but
Or just break the shit out of that ring. It's my
yeah,
choice.
but it looks like
And
something went through there.
absolutely, all the better to cut it off so it can't get back. Especially if it's an active crime scene.
She's right.
Well, there hasn't been any activity here in a long time, so
Yeah, but with instantaneous teleportation through stuff like that,
It
Right,
is
but-
likely, without any activity, that whoever went through there is not coming back anytime soon. It
fair.
may be
I'm
worth
just
taking a
paranoid.
look.
but there's nothing special about. I mean, from your reports, it sounded like they could just use any iron ring, right?
Results are
Probably.
inconclusive at the moment. It's hard to be too careful.
All right. Well, we'll investigate it, and it'll be in the report. I'll try to slip a copy to you without Saxby knowing.
Thank you.
I'm also going to need help taking this back to the workshop.
Oh yeah, of course. They help you bundle everything up.
You're
We'll
gonna
keep
put
it in
that
the
thing
shi-
back together?
Possibly. I'm going to take a look. We'll keep it in the shared workshop for now. That way Saxby won't get suspicious.
And we'll send a coroner for the victim and let's figure out what to do with him. I don't even know how we get those iron bars off him. He kind of like mutters.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hold on. I think there's a spell, like, locate creature?
You have to be within 1,000 feet, I believe. But yes, it exists.
I could.
Because
I
they
think-
have clothing, possibly.
I think I could help with the iron bars. If you want.
Oh, that would be helpful. Look, gotta figure out a way to get this guy put to rest.
Sure. Give me a minute. Coco, come help me with this. And
Oh yeah, the arc welder.
and also the custom spell,
Oh yeah.
repair and alter. I'm going to use it to restore these iron bars to their original shape.
Cool.
So Zeodor, it basically starts laying out lines for where the metal needs to unbend, and Koku crawls around it, unwelding parts and moving them. And over the course of 10 minutes, the bars unfold back into their original shape.
Sweet.
Turns out locate object is actually better than locate creature for the scrap of cloth.
Yeah.
I could do it. Huh. I didn't know I knew that spell, but I do.
All right.
Oh, and Dima could too.
Um,
Use this cloth and try and find try to find clothing with a spell made from this cloth. It should be possible. You might come up with nothing, but it's a lead that you might want to look into.
they nod and like jot down in their notebooks. Thank you. That's a good idea. All right. Anything else for the night? Seems like a good
I think
place to wrap
we're
things up.
done. We just got paperwork that we gotta write. Lots and lots of paperwork.
Yep. And also, Zeodor is totally going to put that thing back together.
Oh yeah.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
All right. And that will do it for the night.
Seconded.
Fuck, damn it.
Thank you all for playing. Thank you, viewers, for viewing.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, next week we'll pick up with the meeting with Zambria Meredith.
And possibly
Until
Lydia Schmidt.
This, oh. Watching this on YouTube, comment with your favorite character. See how many people don't say Shrubbles.
They're just they don't know him yet. It's fine.
Anyway, thanks for watching. See you all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Night, everybody.